A very good afternoon to all of you. A very good afternoon, namaste, and a very big hi to all of you. Aniket Sharma is saying hi from online. Ronak, Satyam, all those are online. We are the best friends, although we are better friends, all those who are sitting up here in the class. तो वैसे हमारी फ्रेंडशिप तो है ही, और ये फ्रेंडशिप और गहरी होती जाएगी जैसे दिन जाएंगे वैसे वैसे. पण हेच वाक्य मराठीत म्हटलं तर दिवस जातील असं नाही. जोक्स तो होते रहेंगे, लेकिन the one prime reason why we are meeting in this revision batch is we had to get a success in any case in the coming June attempt. थोड़ा सा फोकस बदलेंगे. Instead of giving more time for understanding what the concept is, let us be exam oriented in these lectures. And in order to be exam oriented, I have prepared the notes in a different way. These are all going to be very attractive and colored. I'll post it on the Telegram group, because we'll be sticking to that. Exactly on which day which chapter would be taken, that also is going to be scheduled, pre-scheduled, and we are going to follow this. I'll post it. As was posted for everybody. And if you look at that, initial few pages are of the numbers and all that, telephone numbers and mobile numbers and the address of the Ekatvam Academy and all that. Importantly, a brief introduction of myself. I'm the founder, faculty, those who do not know me, of this Ekatvam Academy. Every year I'm teaching around 2000 students, 11th standard, 12th standard, CA foundation, final, 34 years experience. Around 5,000 students of mine have become the chartered accountant so far. Application oriented mathematics, application oriented statistics is going to be my feature. I published few books, those are sold not only in India, but they're sold abroad as well, overseas as well. And one of them is the Operational Research for the Finance and Management. Recently, about 6 months back, I have published one more book. That's Philosophy of the Greek Philosophers and Mathematicians. These all Greeks. So what happened in somewhere in the 18th century, 1700 and something, lot of research was done in the western part, especially Greece, France, and Germany. So all those who had their own philosophical reason for every formula, for example, Carl Pearson's correlation coefficient, he had a logic, he had a philosophy for that. What is this philosophy? That is not given in any book. Why? Because in the course of time, what happens? Formula gets reprinted, but logic is forgotten. And if the logic is forgotten, original research will become difficult. So when you become chartered accountant, and take it a word from me as a promise that you are someday or the other going to become the chartered accountant. Because becoming chartered accountant is not difficult. It doesn't require much of intelligence. Whatever it requires that you have, क्या जरूरत है वो से पहले दिन से डिसिप्लिन स्टडी करने की जरूरत है. एक दिन स्टडी करेंगे, 2 दिन स्टडी नहीं करेंगे, फिर 4 दिन स्टडी करेंगे, ऐसा नहीं चलने वाला. ये सीए कोर्स डजंट हैपन बाय चांस. यू क्लियर इट बाय एफर्ट्स. चांस फैक्टर थोड़ा होता है, बट उसका परसेंटेज ये 1% भी नहीं होता है. 99% it depends upon your own efforts. चांस कहाँ होता है? Around 20 years back, I got a phone call from Hyderabad. A student was there, Gauri Rao. She called me and she said, "Sir, I got 99 out of 100 in the accounts of final, CA final. CA final, 99 out of 100, it was the record." But she was crying. I thought she's crying because of maybe these are the tears of joy. And then I asked you, Gauri, what happened? Why are you crying? What makes you cry? And Gauri said, "Sir, I got 39 in law." Now see, a girl who got record breaking marks in accountancy failed in law by mere 1 mark. Now that is where is the luck factor. 39 could easily become 40. But this CA institute will not give you that 1 mark of mercy. That 1 mark, guess mark, that extra mark will not be gifted to you. That you have to earn. Every mark has to be earned. And therefore, all those who failed in 1 attempt, 2 attempts, etc., and those who are claiming I failed because CA course is difficult, well, you are bluffing. You are misleading. To convince your parents, you tell वैसे भी CA course difficult होता है, result 0.5% होता है, 1% होता है. Yeah, this is convincing for the society. But you know in your inner conscious, subconscious mind that you failed not because the CA course is tough, you failed because you were not regular and consistent in preparation. तो आज आपका सबसे करीबी दोस्त होने के नाते I appeal to you. You have to give a promise to me and don't break the promise. Don't break the heart by making the promise. That day one से preparation करें. जो हो चुका है वो हो चुका है. इतने बड़े करियर में 40 इयर्स का आपका करियर होगा, प्रोफेशनल करियर, उसमें 6 months here and there, 1 year here and there doesn't make that difference. You must not notice your friends, those who are in the science stream, that many times take 1 year as a drop year to give that NEET or JEE for the better preparation. So if those students can take 1 year's break, in your life also 1 year's break is not going to be that serious, provided that will be followed by the grand success in this attempt. तो एक मन अभी हम ऐसा ये एक डिटर्मिनेशन करेंगे कि this time I'm not going to only pass, but I'm going to pass getting some good score, some top score. सवाल ये होता है कि अगर आपको ये टॉप स्कोर करना है, अगर आपको ये सब रिकॉर्ड्स जो है अभी तक के ब्रेक करना है, तो कुछ ना कुछ तो पॉलिसी और स्ट्रेटेजी होनी चाहिए. क्रिकेट खेलना है तो उसमें कुछ स्ट्रेटेजी होती है कि पहले टॉस जीतेंगे तो पहले बैटिंग करेंगे, पहले बॉलिंग करेंगे, पहले बैटिंग करेंगे, तो क्या स्ट्रेटेजी होगी, पहले बॉलिंग करेंगे तो फिर क्या स्ट्रेटेजी है. स्ट्रेटेजी के बिना कोई भी गेम भी जीता नहीं जा सकता, कोई युद्ध भी नहीं जीता जा सकता, और कोई एग्जाम में भी सक्सेस नहीं मिल सकता. तो व्हाट शुड बी द स्ट्रेटेजी? स्ट्रेटेजी नंबर 1 is get as many marks as possible in these 2 papers, mathematics, statistics, logical reasoning. ये एक पेपर और इकोनॉमिक्स का पेपर, इकोनॉमिक्स एंड बेसिक का पेपर, बिकॉज दिस इज ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप. यहाँ कोई बायस नहीं हो सकता. यहाँ जो कोई भी वो एग्जामिनर का जो प्रीजुडाइसेस होते हैं, हैंडराइटिंग देख के कभी कभी क्या होता है कि उसको लगता है कि नो, दिस स्टूडेंट इज नॉट गुड, तो फिर वो आगे का चेकिंग भी उसी एंगल से करता है. तो दिस बायस इज नॉट पॉसिबल इन द ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप MCQ टाइप ऑफ चेकिंग, बिकॉज दैट इज चेक नॉट बाय द ह्यूमन बीइंग, बट दैट इज चेक बाय द machine OMR, the reader. All right, and therefore try to secure as many marks as possible in these 2 subjects. रहा सवाल पहले 2 पेपर का. I tell you, by merely listening to the lectures, especially in case of law and BCR, only listening to the lectures is never going to be enough. That I tell you from bottom of heart. Writing practice is a must. तो एक एक क्वेश्चन लेके उसके आंसर को पहले प्रिपेयर करो, फिर उसको लिखो, और एक बार लिखने से होने वाला नहीं है, बार बार जितनी रिपीटिशन ज्यादा होगी, जितना ऑकरेंस ज्यादा होगा, उतना आपका एक्यूरेसी लेवल बढ़ने वाला है. It should become spontaneous. If I ask you the question, what is your name? You don't say, sir, wait, I'll go to mom and I ask, mom, what is my name? You don't need to do that. Why? Because you have told your name so many times that it has become permanent memory. See, human brain has two types of memories. One is the temporary memory, like you had the RAM and ROM. Okay, you had the temporary memory in your mobile phone, temporary memory in this iPad, in this computer. That is temporary memory. As long as the mobile phone is on, that will stay there. The moment you switch it off, well, that memory will be disappear. And one is the permanent memory that is there in your hard disk. That is there in your maybe wherever the data is stored. So what happens, ह्यूमन ब्रेन में ये जो टेम्पररी मेमोरी होती है, उसका मतलब ये है कि मैंने आज आपको कुछ बोला, एक फॉर्मूला बोला, लॉ का एक कोई सेक्शन बोला, मीनिंग बोला, डेफिनेशन बोली, अकाउंट्स का कोई एंट्री बोली, तो ये जो रहता है वो टेम्पररी मेमोरी होती है. But if you do not revise, the moment next lecture starts, earlier lecture's content will disappear. Because that was only in the temporary memory. See, I'm telling you the logic. Because first we will decide the strategy to be followed. And therefore, होता क्या है समझने की कोशिश करो. All those are online. I am referring to you as well because I am concerned with you also. सामने होते तो अच्छा ही होता, पर सामने नहीं है तो कोई बात नहीं है. I am there with you, connected to you. But all those who are sitting online, I can see some of you here on my mobile. They're sitting like this. They're sitting like this, sitting with. एक तो स्टूडेंट मेरे को यहाँ दिख रहा है, बनियन पे बैठा है. Now you cannot. I tell the name also, but I will not. I'm seeing his name. See what happens. You are not coming to the class only for the convenience that you are at distance and all that. थोड़ा सा वो दूरी होने के कारण वो वजह हो सकती. But you have to sit in your own house. Online students, I'm talking to you. Like you are sitting in the class. You have to be in full formal attire. Because your clothes, your sitting style, your gestures will also inject another level of confidence in you. Concentration level बढ़ेगी. ये बनियन पे बैठ के कैसे होगा? Right. Now my question is, how to convert the content of the temporary memory to the permanent memory? My dear all, there is only one way. Psychologist has stamped only one way. That you revise, repeat, chanting is the only way you can transfer the temporary memory contents to the permanent memory. That is the only way. And therefore, what is to be done? And that we will be doing in my subject, okay? What we will do is, we will take the repetitive practice. ये जो lectures होते हैं वो तो होते ही रहेंगे, पर जो chapters हो जाएंगे उसे भी हम revise करेंगे in additional lecture that we will be taking online only in the night. रात में जो करते हैं वो ज़्यादा productive होता है. लेकिन वो करने की आप में एबिलिटी होनी चाहिए, उतना स्टैमिना होना चाहिए. Alright? And many of the people sitting here or those are there online know my stamina. 9 बजे जो शुरू करते तो 1 बजे भी I am fresh. रात को लेक्चर बंद इसलिए करना पड़ता है कि many of you develop the fatigue. अगर आप खुद का स्टेमिना बढ़ाने के लिए तैयार हो तो आपके सक्सेस के लिए आई एम रेडी टू गिव 110% एफर्ट्स फ्रॉम माय साइड. ऑलराइट, डू यू अंडरस्टैंड? एबिलिटी को बढ़ाएंगे. हाउ इज द जोश? हाउ इज द जोश? The slogan that you have to keep in mind forever as long as this subject is going on is बोलो क्या स्लोगन बताए आपको पता है? हाँ, डर के आगे जीत है, मैच हमारी प्रीत है। और एक बार प्रीत कहते हो तो प्रीत को फोटो से लगाना ही पड़ेगा। फोटो से लगाना पड़ेगा, इसका मतलब ये है कि वॉट एवर यू स्टडी दैट यू हैव टू शाउट लाउडली आफ्टर गोइंग बैक टू। फॉर्मली हो, कुछ प्रिंसिपल्स हो, स्टैटिस्टिक्स सेक्शन में थियरी ज्यादा होती है, उसे इतने बार उसका चैंटिंग करो कि ऑटोमेटिकली गेट्स कन्वर्टेड टू द परमानेंट मेमोरी। क्लियर? राइट। नाउ importantly, therefore, what happened when this batch was scheduled? What happened when the result was declared and when I found that some students have failed? That gave me really painful thoughts in my mind. Why did the students fail? Because I love my students. They must pass. I love the student like my child, my own son or daughter. Now, therefore, idea was proposed that we will have the revision batch in the schedule form, and that will also be given to the students free of cost, almost free of cost. Why free of cost? I'm telling you the basic ideas behind why this batch is given like almost free of cost. Basic is just taken as a token because that token will mean that you are involved in the process. क्या बेसिक कंसेप्ट क्या थे, बेसिक आइडिया क्या थी? आइडिया वाज स्टूडेंट्स हैव गिवन सो मच लव, so much satisfaction to all the teachers here in this academy for so many years that in some way or the other we had to give some kind of return gift to them in the token form. तो इस बार हमने ऐसा सोचा कि ऑनलाइन हो ऑफलाइन हो, स्टूडेंट कहीं भी हो, ये कहीं किसी भी कोने में हो वो इंडिया के, वो हमारा स्टूडेंट पहले हो या ना हो, दैट्स ओके, ही इज अ स्टूडेंट बेसिकली एंड वी हैव अ कंसर्न। तो इस बार हम ऐसा करते हैं कि वी विल कीप दिस बैच ओपन फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट। दिस इज द रिटर्न गिफ्ट गिवन टू यू। बट when I say that this is a return gift given to you, when I say that I'm offering this to you as a token of my love for you, it becomes your moral duty, it becomes your moral responsibility to see that you give justice to me as well. And how can you give the justice to me? Number one, never remain absent. ऑनलाइन हो ऑफलाइन हो, जो भी लेक्चर जो भी फॉर्म, स्विच ओवर मत करो। अगर आज ऑफलाइन आए हो, कल ऑनलाइन करेंगे, वापस ऑफलाइन करेंगे, फिर नेक्स्ट डे रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स देखेंगे, तो ये अगर स्विच ओवर करते रहेंगे तो वहां डिसिप्लिन नहीं आएगी। ऑफलाइन या ऑनलाइन ये डिसाइड करो, उसको स्टिक रहो। Now all those who are sitting in front of me, they have decided to go for the face-to-face offline mode. Now here onwards, never try to switch over to the online. All those who are online, stay online. I promise you that even if you are online, you will be getting the same justice, no problem. But don't switch over. ये मेरा पहला आज आपको अपील है। Second appeal is that never miss a single lecture. किसी भी बहाने. People have seen me not missing any lecture on any count. 100% lectures are conducted here, my subject, whatever may be the difficulty. As a human being, I also may be having some personal problems, but I keep those problems aside. When I enter the class, I keep those problems aside. Every day I take around 10 lectures, 11 lectures, that means 11 hours. But still, same energy is seen in every lecture. Why? Because teaching is my passion. Now, if teaching is my passion, today learning should be your passion. Revision should be your passion. Studying should be your passion. And therefore, commitment आपको मेरे को आज करना पड़ेगा. That's the second thing. एक भी lecture miss नहीं करेंगे. Third, I'm going to give you a lot of tests. It would be topic wise, it will be 2 topics combined, later on 3 topics combined, then it will be only topic wise again of the chapter those we complete earlier. नहीं तो होता क्या है कि समझो पहला चैप्टर हमने लिया टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी का, वो 15 दिन के बाद आप भूल जाते हैं, तो उस पर टेस्ट होगी वापिस. तो टेस्ट आर नॉट मीन फॉर गिविंग योर पेरेंट्स द अपॉर्चुनिटी टू स्कोल्ड यू. Tests are mean for giving you an opportunity to revise the things. To revise the things. Revision is very important. तो टेस्ट उसके लिए होती है. तो एक भी टेस्ट एब्सटेन नहीं करेंगे किसी भी सब्जेक्ट का, और मैथ्स का स्पेशली, बिकॉज मैथमेटिक्स इज लाइक विलन टू मेनी ऑफ यू टुवर्ड्स द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द कोर्स. एंड देयरफॉर 100% अटेम्प्ट ऑफ द टेस्ट. मार्क्स कम मिले ज्यादा मिले, कम मिले तो इंप्रूव करो, ज्यादा मिले तो मेंटेन करो, बट गिविंग द टेस्ट इज गोइंग टू बी द इंटीग्रल फीचर ऑफ दिस. समझा? कुछ अलग तरीके से हम करेंगे पढ़ाई. मतलब वो सीरियस फेस, मैंने बोला पहले दिन आपको कल, यस्टरडे आई टोल्ड यू दैट सीरियस फेस से नहीं बैठना है. वी विल बी क्रैकिंग द जोक्स, वी आर गोइंग टू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ ह्यूमर इन द क्लास, बट it should be a humor. Number 1, it should be the decent humor, and number 2 is that it should be immediately, in 1 second it should be followed by academic content. लड्डू बनाते हो तो उसमें वो एक काजू या एक बेदाना वो उसमें डालते हैं, तो that will give a flavor to it. बट अगर वो काजू का ही लड्डू बनाएंगे तो नहीं होने वाला ना. तो joke, some humor at given point of time will be useful for refreshing, but immediately you have to come back to the academics. So nobody will miss a lecture, nobody will miss the test. That's the second thing I told you. Third thing is that, and it's very important, I'll be giving you the schedule of for every chapter. So what happens is that ये सब करने के बाद, by the way, to this introduction part, well, I had been honored by the Innovative Teachers India Award way back in 2017. But that's okay, that about yourself is okay. ये अगर तुम इसका प्रीफेस पढ़ेंगे तो उसमें भी मैंने यही कहने की कोशिश की है कि sincere, if you are focused, you are, then you are going to have all the success in your life. Important, but that was not important. Important is see the sequence. See the sequence. This book PDF form that will be given to you. Later on I'll try to get it printed also. And it's all the color printed. It has been prepared in the attractive way. But important is that sequence is to be understood. Those chapters which have the higher weightage, ICAI has announced the weightage of the chapters in all subjects. So you have to refresh that, you have to stick to that. नहीं तो एक बड़ा चैप्टर होता है, उसका वेटेज होता है 4 मार्क्स, और उसमें ही बहुत सारा टाइम जाएगा, तो एट द एंड ऑफ दैट चैप्टर वैसे 4 ही मार्क्स कंफर्म होते हैं. That should not happen. And therefore for almost 12 marks, and you will agree because you are all experienced people, किसी को 1 बार का एक्सपीरियंस है, किसी को 2 बार का एक्सपीरियंस है, तो यू विल रिमेंबर दैट टाइम वैल्यू पे 10 to 12 क्वेश्चंस तो होते हैं, होते ही है, और वो होना ही चाहिए क्योंकि ऑफिशियली आईसीआई ने वो प्रिस्क्राइब किया है. अभी क्यों ये किया है इसका रीजन भी मैं बताता हूँ. आईसीआई के मीटिंग्स में क्या होता था जब ये सिलेबस बनाया गया था, because those chapters which are very important from the subject point of view in intermediate and final, जब तक आपको टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी नहीं समझेगा, अकाउंट्स में प्रॉब्लम होगा, फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट में प्रॉब्लम होगा, इंटरमीडिएट में भी प्रॉब्लम होगा, फाइनल में भी प्रॉब्लम होगा. जब तक आप मेजर्स ऑफ सेंट्रल टेंडेंसी डिस्पर्शन नहीं समझता है, तब तक ये सब सब्जेक्ट में प्रॉब्लम होने वाला है. तो जिसका कनेक्शन आगे के सब्जेक्ट से है उसे ज्यादा वेटेज दिया है. डेरिवेटिव इंटीग्रेशन हार्डली प्ले एनी रोल इन योर फ्यूचर करियर. तो ये दोनों को मिला के 3-4 मार्क का वेटेज होता है. याद करके देखो आपके पेपर में क्या हुआ था, समझा? अभी इसमें 1-2 questions here and there plus minus, paper setter has got that flexibility to disturb the schedule, but in general the schedule is followed, and therefore time value for around 10 marks, 12 marks actually, but let me take minimum level 10 marks. Measures of central tendency, dispersion and statistical description of data, these two second and third chapter they will be contributing for around 20 marks of your paper. अभी कितने हो गए? 20 plus 10 30. Logical reasoning will be for 20 marks. 30 plus 20 50. फेल होना नामुमकिन है, फेल होना नामुमकिन है अगर प्रिपरेशन करेंगे तो. Meanwhile, correlation regression around for 4 to 5 marks, 4 marks will be important from the future point of view. So I inscribe that correlation regression. It will be immediately followed by logical reasoning, the 4 chapters of logical reasoning. Then marks wise only 3-4 marks weightage, but easy 4 marks. यो भी तो ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा ना कि वेटेज को देखना है, लेकिन वो चैप्टर जो इजी है उसके मार्क्स तो पहले सिक्योर करो. 1 मार्क हुआ तो भी चलेगा, वो ग्राफ्स ऑफ इनइक्वालिटी होता है, उसका 1 ही मार्क होता है, पर वो 1 मार्क भी आपको 39 से 40 तक खींच सकता है ना. तो वो भी सब ध्यान में रख के ये पूरा सीक्वेंस बनाया है. 34 इयर्स का एक्सपीरियंस डाल के स्टूडेंट्स को कौन सा चैप्टर इजी लगता है, कौन सा चैप्टर प्रिपरेशन करने में डिफिकल्टी होती है, ये भी वहां ध्यान में रख के ये सीक्वेंस को बनाया. How much time will be given for each chapter, that schedule also I'll give you tomorrow. And then once you say you are set for preparation, एक एक चैप्टर को हमें इस तरीके से पूरा करना है कि जिसमें रिवीजन तो होगी, रिवीजन के साथ प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने की प्रैक्टिस भी होगी, और प्रॉब्लम्स के साथ एमसीक्यू सॉल्व करने की भी प्रैक्टिस होगी. So you will get the both type of questions. Normal problems to give you the insight of concept, insight into the concept, and the MCQs will give you the way you have to appear for the final examination, MCQ format. So every chapter will be having this structure, and we are going to follow the schedule strictly. And therefore, may I request you all to understand relative importance of all the chapters. All chapters we are going to study. Derivative integration we are also going, that those chapters also we are going to do thoroughly. But when towards the end, because 3 marks के लिए अगर वो ही पहले लेंगे तो marks और वो preparation इसमें वो proportion maintain नहीं होगा. Efforts और returns इसका वो मिलना चाहिए ना, रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट मिलना चाहिए ना. इन्वेस्टमेंट कितने करेंगे और रिटर्न कितना मिलता है वो भी तो प्रोपोर्शन देखना पड़ेगा. तो विल टेक दोस चैप्टर्स बट टुवर्ड्स द लेटर स्टेज. तो पूरे डिसिप्लिन के साथ, पूरे प्लानिंग के साथ वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद द प्रिपरेशन ऑफ दिस सब्जेक्ट. इज दैट क्लियर? आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. नाउ my difficulty is that there are 2 types of students there in front of me at present. One, those who were the students of myself in the previous attempts, and second, those who are meeting me first time. Now what happens, the conceptual framework of every formula, till you do not understand, it becomes difficult to remember that formula. तो उसमें जो सिम्बॉल्स होते हैं, उसमें जो नोटेशन होता है, द वे इट हैज टू बी डेवलप्ड, इट हैज टू बी केप्ट इन माइंड, ये थोड़ा सा जो नहीं थे उनको तकलीफ हो सकती है, बिकॉज यूनिक वे ऑफ टीचिंग ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स दैट वी फॉलो नॉर्मली हियर. एंड देयरफॉर ठीक है, ये भी दोनों फैक्टर्स का बैलेंसिंग करेंगे एनी टाइम. नाउ दैट्स व्हाट माय मैसेज टू यू इज, especially those who were not my students earlier. आपको किसी भी तरीके का कहीं भी डाउट हो, कहीं भी आपको मेरे से कुछ बात करनी हो उसके बारे में, उस टॉपिक के बारे में, I'll give you another number to you. And please don't hesitate to send me the WhatsApp message or message on the Telegram. I'll give another number for that, so that your message should not get overlapped by other my personal messages. And therefore I'll give you another number. You can write it down and you can send me the messages on there. It could be WhatsApp, it could be Telegram. It's 91759. Online students can also write 91759 Save this number and send a WhatsApp message on this for your doubts. And I'll try to resolve your doubts, difficulties in the quickest of time. Everybody. That's my commitment. All right. Is that clear? Is that clear? Now, before I start with the first chapter here in, I give you a chance to talk, suggest and express. आपको कुछ कहना है किसी भी language में, any language that you can speak and I can understand. Anything you want to say, anything you want to ask, anything do you like to ask? हाँ, कुछ कहना है, कुछ बोलना है, कुछ पूछना है? अगर वो कहा होता, अगर वो पूछा होता तो हम इस बैच में आते ही नहीं, हम अभी इंटरमीडिएट के बैच में होते। थोड़ा सा खुद को बदलो, थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रोवर्ट होने की कोशिश करो, बोलो, क्योंकि जब तक बोलेंगे नहीं तब तक वो डाउट्स सॉल्व नहीं होंगे। जो भी डाउट्स मन में होते हैं या कोई एंजाइटी होती है, फियर होता है, फियर को एक्सप्रेस करो, क्योंकि जो फियर आपके मन में है तो वो शायद सबके मन में हो सकता है ना। But anyway, I assume that nobody has any fear, nobody has any panicky, nobody has any doubt whatsoever. Anybody? No? Good. So here we start with the first chapter directly. I will be hitting upon the target for 10 marks minimum. We are going to start with the time value of money. We are going to have the first chapter, and that will be time value of money. You have to prepare a separate notebook for each subject, so that okay, so here we begin, here we start. Are you ready? Are you ready? Good. Look at me. Online students, don't sit like that. You have to be. मैं क्या करूं आपका? Okay. Time value of money basically is comprising of, everybody has to stay focused. Huh? Second opportunity will not be there to understand. Please. The first point that you have to understand is the simple interest. Simple interest. Now, before we start discussion about the formula for the simple interest or compound interest, there's some points have to be understood properly. Some points have to be understood properly. And what are those? What is P? See the notation. What is P? P is the deposit you keep in the bank. आपके पास बहुत पैसा आ गया, CA बन गए, you get a good job, you get a good salary, और इतनी सारी salary मिल गई, and you are still a bachelor, you don't need that much of money, but you know very shortly you're going to get a secretary who is going to be your wife, and then you have to look after entertainment of your wife. entertainment of wife will lead to expenditure on the medicines, and that will in turn lead to expenditure on the children's education. So to make the provision of all these things, you go to the money bank and you save this money in the bank. That deposit, when do you keep this deposit? When do you keep the deposit? Today. Because you keep the deposit today, that deposit is known as the present value. So what is present value? You have to change your mindset. P is not the P is not the principal or all that. It is basically a present value. Principal value ये कहा जाता है, but basically it is what? Present value. Otherwise, you borrow the loan from the bank. When do you borrow the loan? Today. And therefore, present value could be the deposit that you keep with the bank. Otherwise, it will be the loan that you borrow from the bank. So present value is nothing but the loan or deposit. You are going to fix a time period so that n is number of years. N is number of years. अभी सवाल ये होता है कि many times I had the period in terms of months. तो months का conversion basic things है. देखो problems are not difficult. ये जो छोटी छोटी चीजें होती है ना वो ज्यादा परेशान करती है. अगर महीने में दिया हो तो उसका कन्वर्जन ईयर में करना पड़ेगा. And therefore what happens, you know that 12 months means 1 year. If that is true, if I ask you 7 months means how many years? So what happens is this cross multiplication simply will give you 7 upon 12, and therefore number of months divided by 12 will give you the number of years. क्या ध्यान में रखना है? Months to be converted to years before you use any of these formulae. तो आज का पहला पॉइंट क्या है? Months converted to what? Years. How do you do that? Number of months divided by 12 is equal to years. But later on, once you get your final answer, many times in the choices they write in terms of years and months. So there you have to, so this is to convert the months to years. Revision है, तो revision में हर एक point को justice तो देना पड़ेगा. लेकिन final answer में again I will have to come back from years to months. And how do I do that? Therefore, number of years multiplied by 12 should give you number of months. देखो जो चीजें यूनिवर्सली लगती है इस चैप्टर में, those we are preparing first. छोटी छोटी चीजें, minor things. but यही तो प्रॉब्लम होता है, यही गड़बड़ होती है अगर समझता नहीं है तो. So my question to you is, tell me if that is true, 7 months means how many years? It will be 7 divided by 12. What is 7 divided by 12? Now in this chapter, keep in mind your calculation has to be till minimum 5 places. Later on, I am going to take one session on use of calculator. क्योंकि क्या है, now your experience. I'll be insulting you many times, but that is just to ignite some kind of aggression in your mind. 100 marks का पेपर ही पूरा नहीं होता है 2 hours में. ये this is a big problem. बराबर ना? तो ये ऐसा क्यों होता है? The number one factor is that use of calculator. The smart use of calculator we are not aware of. So I'll be taking some 15-20 minutes session on that. Use of calculator. But at present, just understand, in this chapter, the calculation has to be for minimum 5 places. Otherwise, your answer will not match with the given answer given in the choice. There might be some difference in that. So minimum 5 places. And therefore, what is 7 upon 12? 0.58333. 6 digit और x3 लिखेंगे तो ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा. But minimum 5 places have to be written. Keep this in mind. ये अभी ये यूनिवर्सली आपको कहना पड़ेगा कि समझ गया. Later on while solving the problems in MCQ, now again sir मेरा आंसर ये आ रहा है, उसका आंसर ये आ रहा है, you are not done to minimum 5 places, then that discrepancy is going to be there, that difference is going to be there. Please keep in mind, all of you. And reverse way, suppose if I get 5.58 years, I have to write this in terms of years and months, because that is how the choice is given sometimes. So what happens, 5 years are complete, and then 0.58 years, but 0.58 multiplied by 12 करेंगे तो months मिलेंगे, and therefore it will be 5 years and how many months, how many months, 0.58 into 12 कितना होता है, 6 point, good, 6.9. Now if 6.4, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, then you will write 6 months. 6.5, 6.6, 6.7, 6.8, 6.9. Then round it off to the next one. And therefore, I will write 5 years and 7. Of course, don't worry. Choices are not very close to each other. 5 years and 6 months भी दिया होगा, 5 years and 7 months भी दिया, ऐसा नहीं होगा. But we have to be precise. So this is rounding off, basic rule of rounding off that was taught to you in the school also. But school में हमने कुछ किया ही नहीं, सिर्फ डब्बा खाया. That's the problem. Anyway, so is this point clear? Months converted to years and years converted to months. That is the one point you have to understand as the basic. Okay. The next term that we want is rate of interest. Now ये जो R होता है, that is rate of interest, and that rate of interest is per annum, per year, always, always. So later on we will see, if your compounding is done half yearly, then you have to make it what, R by 2, क्योंकि R full year के लिए. Of course, that in that chapter, in that type we will discuss. The one thing that you require is interest. Now this interest may be computed by simple interest concept, or it is the compound interest concept. Now what is the difference between simple interest and compound interest? Listen, no need of writing that. 100 rupees I deposit, rate of interest is 10%, that visualize. Visualization is going to be another factor for giving you the success, not only in foundation, everywhere, in all walks of life. Visualize. 100 rupees you deposit, 10% is the rate of interest. How much is the interest for the first year? 10% of 100. कुछ तो बोलो. 10 rupees. Now in the second year, if I compute the interest on basic amount of 100 rupees, it will be like simple interest. But if I add 10 rupees to the principal to make it 110, before making computation for the interest in the second year, then it will be treated to be the mode of compound interest. ऐसा नहीं कि मैं आपको कुछ sophisticated चीजें बता रहा हूँ. These are the basics. These were there in 8th standard, 9th standard as well. But अगर वहाँ clarity नहीं है, तो फिर गड़बड़ होती है. क्योंकि क्या question हो सकता है कि I keep this money at compound interest for 5 years. How much money will I get after 7 years? तो बीच में जो 2 years है, वहाँ तो compounding किया नहीं है. Annuity में भी हो सकता है, per month कुछ deposit करेंगे for the period of 5 years, and I ask how much money will be the value of maturity value of that money after 7 years. तो बीच में जो 2 years है, वहाँ it will be treated to be the simple interest. Simple interest और compound interest basic difference तो समझना चाहिए ना. तो 100 rupees पर ही interest calculate करते हो तो simple interest second year में, और 110 पे compute करते हो तो compound interest. अभी addition of 10 rupees to 100 rupees. Listen carefully. Addition of 10 rupees to 100 rupees is the process of compounding. So compounding means what? Compounding means addition of interest to the principal. बाद में वो आएगा ना quarterly compounding. But to start with only we will make the concepts clear. Compounding is nothing but what? Addition of interest to the principal. those who are not watching, those who are not involved in the discussion, will definitely are going to have the tears in the eyes up to the result in the month of August. और वो जो tears होते हैं ना फेल्यूर के, अभी वो एक्सपीरियंस आपने लिया है, those tears have no value whatsoever. Your parents, your mom, dad will tell you, जाऊ दे झालं ते झालं, आता नीट अभ्यास कर. Teachers will say the same thing. Now you have to improve here on us. इसके आगे अच्छी पढ़ाई करो. But that sympathy is a futile sympathy because that cannot give you the success back. So please, at least in my lectures, because every lecture I'll be taking something new. Same things will not be continued. गप्पा मारायला आपण परत एकदा भेटू, चैटिंग करने के लिए हम एक बार फिर मिलेंगे, लेकिन ये एकेडमिक्स के लिए है ना, तो यू हैव टू गिव द जस्टिस टू दैट. दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई वी आर टुगेदर. आपस में बातें करने के लिए, या फिर जो आर ऑनलाइन, बेल बजती है, हु रन्स फर्स्ट, हु रशेस फर्स्ट टू द डोर? यू. एंड व्हाट आर यू डूइंग? अटेंडिंग द लेक्चर. फिर कैसे सक्सेस मिले? कमिटमेंट. ये विजुअलाइज करो, because these are the small things which are going to matter a lot. And therefore, interest can be computed either by the simple interest or by the compound interest. Addition of interest to the principal. Sometimes I'll not write them, but you have to write if you want. Addition of interest to the principal is called compounding. Compounding means what? Addition of interest to the principal. Now whatever interest it is, whether it is simple interest or compound interest, that will be added to the principal. So principal plus interest is going to be the future value, and that future value is the amount that you have to return to the bank if you have taken the loan, and the amount that the bank will be given to you, in case if you have made a deposit. Is that clear? And therefore A is equal to P plus I. Now if that is true, then A minus P will be equal to I. This also we require. A minus P is nothing but I. Amount minus principal is the interest. So give the answers to my question in one voice loudly. Nobody will sit silent in the class. You have to talk. What is P? Present value. What can be the present value? Deposit or loan. What is R? Rate of interest per annum. What is N? Number of years. But how do you convert months to years? Months upon 12 is years, and years into 12 is months. Clear? मैंने बोला था ना, रिपीटिशन करना चाहिए. रिपीटिशन करेंगे तो कंसोलिडेशन होगा. वो इस तरीके से हम करेंगे. बट अभी लिखेंगे कम और रिसाइटेशन ज्यादा करेंगे. रिसाइट करना मतलब क्या? एक तो रिवाइज करना, रिपीट करना, और दूसरा विजुअलाइज करना. समझा? इज दैट क्लियर? एंड देयरफॉर point is, and therefore the point is, what is N? Number of years. But you have to convert months to years sometimes, and sometimes you have to convert years to months. By the way, what is A? That is the future value. Now remember, what happens is that you deposit 100 rupees in the bank, bank gives you 10 rupees in interest, then you will receive how much? 110. So the sentence is 100 rupees amount to 110 rupees. Amount to 110 rupees. So P amounts to A. क्वेश्चन पढ़ते हैं तो फिर सवाल आता है कि इसमें P क्या है और A क्या है. P amounts to A means P becomes A. So what becomes what? 1000 rupees become 2000 rupees. 1000 will be what? P. And 2000 will be what? Is that clear? Is that point clear? So P amounts to A. What amounts is P? And it amounts to what? That is A. समझा? गुड. अभी in case if I say money doubles, in case if I say money doubles, जो बेसिक चीजें लगती है प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के लिए, so we will revise first and then we will start with the type 1 2 3 4. मतलब पहला टाइप सिंपल इंटरेस्ट, दूसरा टाइप कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट वगैरह. तो अभी मेरे को बोला मनी डबल्स मीन्स व्हाट? जो भी पी आप डिपॉजिट रखते हैं वो पी है, पी इज पी, but A will become double of that. So A will become 2P. Money doubles means what? P is P, A is 2P. कहो मेरे साथ, P is P, A is 2P. Money triples. Money triples. And when money triples, P is P, A is 3P. Money doubles, money triples. Very popular wording. Paper setters love this wording and you must understand how to tackle. Money doubles, P is P, A is 2P. Money triples, P is P, A is 3P. Now if I say money, money म्हणजे money माऊ नाही काय? Money increases by 20%. Money increases by 20%. Then what it means is that P is P, A is 1.2P. If you remember, in the regular lecture, I had told you why 1.2P, but that I will skip now. Revision batch. ये मैंने कहा ना एग्जाम ओरिएंटेड रहेंगे, वो यहाँ एग्जाम ओरिएंटेड का मतलब ये नहीं कि कुछ कंसेप्ट नहीं डिस्कस करेंगे, ऐसा नहीं है. लेकिन अभी वो कैसे आता है, क्यों करने क्यों चाहिए हमने को, आता है इतना काफी है. समझा? Suppose if I tell you money increases by 30%, what does it mean? अभी आप बोलेंगे हम लिखेंगे. Then what it means is P is P, A is 1.3P. If I say money increases by 23%, क्या कहेंगे? P is P, A is 1.23P. समझा? If I say that interest is half the sum, interest is half the sum, क्या मतलब होगा? P is P and I is half of P. Interest is half of P. If I tell you that the interest is 30% of principal, क्या मतलब होगा? P is P and interest will be 0.3P. अभी इंटरेस्ट 30% है. एक बात समझने की कोशिश करो, X% आपके फेल होने का एक फैक्टर सीक्रेट मैं आपको रिवील करता हूं यहाँ. ये छोटी छोटी चीजें अपने को ज्यादा पता होती है, ऐसा नहीं कि पता नहीं है, बट वो फ्लुएंटली सामने आती नहीं है, स्पॉन्टेनियसली आती नहीं है सामने एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में. दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई यू कैन नॉट कंप्लीट द पेपर. दैट इज द रीजन नंबर 1. सो X% ऐसा जब होता है तो इसका मीनिंग होता है X/100. X% का मतलब होता है X/100. So 30% means 30/100. That's 0.3. And therefore interest is 1.3P. I hope you understand. Okay? There's a one basic thing that you require. What was the first basic thing that I told you? Conversion of months to years, years to months. Second thing, wording P amounts to A. And now money triples, money doubles, क्या मतलब होता है इसका? Is that clear? Very nice. Now, I repeat. Okay. लिखा है जो लिखना था. अभी क्या लिखना है क्या नहीं लिखना है, that decision you have to take for you. Because your notebook is your own property, managed the way you want. But eventually you have to develop that much maturity that it should be useful in the preparation towards the end. So the first type is going to be what? The problem based on simple interest. The problem based on simple interest. So what is the basic formula for the simple interest? Is P into N into R and that over 100. Simple interest is equal to PNR over 100. And now this is the formula for the interest. And then what is the formula for A? It will be P plus interest, na? So you can take that P common. So P into 1 plus NR over 100. P into 1 plus N into R, that over 100. Clear? So this chapter belongs to the mathematics section. So nobody will ask you the theory. What do you mean by compound interest and what do you mean by simple interest and what do you mean by annuity? ऐसे theory नहीं आने वाली, वो आती है statistics section में. Statistics section में theory के अलावा और कुछ आता ही नहीं है, और यहाँ theory बिल्कुल आती नहीं है. But concept should be understood. This formula should be known properly. So tell me, repeat. Simple interest equal to P into N into R over 100. Simple interest equal to P into N into R over 100. A is equal to P into bracket 1 plus N R O. समझा? Whereas in case of compound interest, in compound interest A is equal to what? In compound interest A is equal to what? It is P into 1 plus R over 100 that raised to N. N. So A is equal to P into 1 plus R over 100 and that raised to N. Now those who are sitting in the home, online, you also had to chant, you had to shout. There has to be complaint from the neighbor. Why are you shouting like a mad? Let people call you mad. But you, by being mad, you are proving you are wise. By people, when you say you are insane, you are sane. Alright? So those who are sitting online, you also have to talk. I'm seeing. People are not saying that. I mean, it's not my cup of tea. I'm sitting in the home. Why should I say? No, you have to say. इसको simulation कहा जाता है कि ऐसा atmosphere create करो कि you should feel. Those who are online, I'm talking to you. Those who are sitting in the home, you have to make an environment such that you must feel that I am actually physically sitting in the class. COVID जब शुरू हुआ था 2020, somewhere in March 2020, that COVID was initiated. And let me tell you with modesty, moderate amount of pride, that I was the first teacher in India to use this technology to take the online lecture. I got the letter from Apple plus Zoom that you are the first person to use using this dual in collaboration and that lecture is becoming very effective. Why? Because students had to cooperate and they did. You had to make an assumption that you are sitting actually in the class and you have to shout. People will call you mad, definitely. Second thing is that as far as possible, अभी मैंने देखा कोई आता है घर में का, वो भी दिखता है कैमरा में, वो थोड़ा सा जरा कैमरा का जो खुद का है वो ऑफ करो, बिकॉज अदरवाइज गड़बड़ हो सकती है. So tell me, compound interest A is equal to what? P into bracket 1 plus R over 100 and that raised to N. But compound interest is equal to P taken common. 1 plus R over 100 and that raised to N and that minus 1. समझा? So what will it be? P into bracket 1 plus R over 100 that raised to N and that minus 1. What is the formula for the compound interest? Repeat. Shout. P into bracket 1 plus R over 100 that raised to N and that minus 1. समझा? Good. Now if that is clear, if what is the formula for the simple interest and what is the formula for the compound interest, if that is clear, I fetch your attention towards the set of problems. Calculator is a must that you must have every day with you. Chartered accountant without calculator is a barber without razor. All right. So now we have to look after two things. Number one, conceptually, you must be able to solve the problem. And number two, you have to do the calculations fast. अपने को फाइनल एग्जाम के बारे में सोचना है. 1 मिनट में एक प्रॉब्लम. समझा? 1 मिनट में एक प्रॉब्लम. ओवर. हो बना ना. कहो ना समझ गए. हाँ, लुक एट मी एट द फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लम. ये नोट्स मैंने आपको भेजा है. My suggestion is that take a printout of that and keep it from tomorrow with you. Any problem? No problem. Find a simple interest on rupees 1000 at 6% per annum for 5 months. क्या problem है? Can you see the problem? थोड़ा सा कट हो गया है लेकिन ठीक है. Find a simple interest on rupees 1000 at 5% or 6%. 6%. I copy it again. Wait. Find a simple interest. Keep the printout ready tomorrow, okay? Any problem? Which problem? Look. Find a simple interest on rupees 6,000 or rather 1,000 at 6% per annum for 5 months. Do you feel you can do? I give you time. Come on, start. नहीं करो करो. हो गया तेरी परत करो. So what is given? Tell me. P is equal to 1,000. R is equal to 6% per annum. So that's 6 anyway. N is 5 months. Now here the thing that I told you to convert the months into years. And therefore this is 5 divided by 12. And therefore what happens is that you can write 0.5 at 33 or something. What is that? 0.41 41 666 666. And therefore interest निकालना है तो P into N into R. Easy problems we are doing, but we are going to do the complicated problems also towards the later stage. समझा? कुछ simple start करते हैं लेकिन बाद में level बढ़ाते. So that is equal to 1000. That multiplied by N is what? 0.41666. And that multiplied by 6 and that over 100. अभी calculator पर ये कैसे करेंगे? How would you do this calculation one stroke? What you will do is 1000 multiplied by 0.41666 multiplied by 6 divided by 100. You will do the calculation at a stage. So tell me what is that? So 24.99, but then rounded off because the choice will say that this is rupees 25. Have you got the first answer? Is mathematics difficult? Say no. No. नहीं बोलने का. समझा? हाँ. तो ऐसे स्टार्ट करते करते फिर लेवल बढ़ाएंगे ना. सेकंड स्टार्ट. अभी यहां देखो वो वर्डिंग आया है P amounts to A. 35,000 amounts to 87,500. What is P and what is A? What is P? 35,000. What is A? 87,500. What is R? 10. And how many years means what is to be found? 10. So start. कुछ तो दिया है, कुछ तो चाहिए. जो दिया है उसे उसके तरफ देखो. जो चाहिए वो मिलाने की कोशिश करो. Come on. So which formula should I use? A is equal to, come on. A is equal to P into bracket 1 plus N into R and that over 100. So what it means is 87,500. This is equal to 35,000. That into bracket 1 plus N पता नहीं लेकिन R 10 over 100 कुछ तो कहो. Now tell me what should I do? 35,000 can be brought down. It's a matter of practice. 10 मार्क्स का चैप्टर है, इतना जस्टिस तो उसे देना पड़ेगा, उतना टाइम तो देना पड़ेगा. And therefore 87,500 that divided by 35,000 हो बना, this is equal to 1 plus 10n over 100. अभी ये रेशो कितना आता है कैलकुलेट करो. 2.5. So 2.5, that 1 is shifted to this side, minus 1 is 10 into n over 100. 1.5 into 100, that divided by 10 will happen to be n. n will happen to be 15. अभी 15 क्या? Years. Why? Because n is always in terms of what? Years. Is that clear? Is that clear? Now you have to be, see, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on only discussion. Practice of problem solving is important. समझा क्या? सिर्फ बातें बनाने से होगा नहीं. वैसे ही बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स में क्या करेंगे? लिखो, लिखने की प्रैक्टिस. लॉ में लिखने की प्रैक्टिस, अकाउंट्स में सॉल्व करने की प्रैक्टिस. Practice makes man perfect, but does it mean even practice cannot make woman perfect? होता है क्या? Look at the third sum. Sum of money amounts to 10,400 in 6 years. I mean, this is a good question. And amounts to 11,200 in 8 years. What is the sum? अभी इस तरीके के जब प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं तो यहाँ आपको साइमल्टेनियस इक्वेशंस मिलेंगे, वहां आपको रेशो लेना पड़ेगा. व्हाट डू यू नीड टू टेक? रेशो. व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट इक्वेशन यू हैव? टेल मी. मनी अमाउंट्स टू मतलब व्हाट इज दिस? 10,400. A. So 10,400. P we don't know. 1 plus in how many years? 6. So 6 are over 100. ये हो गया इक्वेशन 1. Then it is 11,200 equal to P, and then 1 plus in how many years? 8. So 8 are over 100. कहो ना equation 1, कहो ना equation 2. अभी क्या करेंगे? Suppose if I consider equation 2 over equation 1. All varieties of problems those can be here and there in the different papers so far. Those we are trying to cover here in the class. तो अगर ऐसा किया तो फिर क्या होगा? 11,200 डिवाइडेड बाय 10,400. दिस इज इक्वल टू P. 1 प्लस 8 आर ओवर 100 दैट डिवाइडेड बाय P. बोलो P. 1 प्लस 6 आर ओवर 100. P will be cut. Meanwhile these two zeros will also be cut. समझा ना? समझा करो. फिर 112 क्रॉस मल्टीप्लीकेशन किया तो 1 प्लस 6 आर ओवर 100 दैट इज इक्वल टू 104 इंटू 1 प्लस 8 आर ओवर 100. ब्रैकेट को ओपन कर सकते हो. अभी तुम अपना अपना करने की कोशिश ज़्यादा करेंगे रादर देन ओनली कॉपिंग. तो आई विल गिव यू टाइम, नो प्रॉब्लम. स्पीड थोड़ा इधर उधर वो बाद में मेकअप करेंगे, लेकिन कॅल्क्युलेशन खुद का करो. कैसे ओपन करते हैं? क्या म्हणायचं नाही काय? क्या क्या ओपन करते? कैसे ओपन करेंगे ब्रैकेट को? 112 into 1 and 112 into this 104 into 1 करेंगे क्या तुम? करो, क्योंकि करेंगे तो होगा, नहीं करेंगे तो नहीं होगा. सिंपल एज दैट. ऑनलाइन आपके पास कैलकुलेटर है क्या रौनक? हाँ, तो फिर क्या हो गया बोलो मेरे को? 112 प्लस 672 आर ओवर 100. कहो ना, समझ गया? 104. नाउ 104 इंटू 8 कितना होता है? 832 आर ओवर 100. समझा है क्या? अभी क्या करूँ बोलो? आर के टर्म्स कलेक्ट करो और कॉन्स्टेंट्स को कलेक्ट करो. तो 112 माइनस 104. This is equal to 832 R over 100 minus 672 R over 100. what it means is 8 is equal to, now what is 832 minus 672? For calculation, 160. So it will be 160 R over 100. That means 8 into 100. That over 160 is the value of R. Tell me R is what? R is 5%. 5% what? Per year, per annum. Samjha? Like this, lot of rigorous practice of solving the problems we are going to take. I'm not going to waste time in explaining the formulae now. More than that, we'll do the calculation in this chapter. Okay, so we'll continue with this because today you don't have the hard copy. कल तक वो प्रिंट आउट निकालो, कैलकुलेटर लाना मत भूलो, number 1, and bring your heart as well, because that heart has to be given to the subject, right? Stop.